guys, welcome to another episode of Taco About Fitness, where we talk about fitness and nutrition while we eat tacos with your hosts, Art and Liz Roman, brought to you by strengthrepublic.com. So today, I made Arrachera tacos. We're going to post the recipe below. Last week we did fish, and also last week we talked about cherry picking your workouts. And what was your topic last week?
Tortillas. How to read the label for tortillas.
Yeah, how to get some good tortillas. Alright, so this week, while I eat my tacos, the question I got on the gram from Lindsay W. She's asking, I've been going to the gym for the last 3 or 4 months, and I've been seeing good results. And we do different workouts all the time, which I like, but I feel like I plateaued. So what should I do instead? Alright, Lindsay, let me compare your training or what you do at your gym. It sounds like it's a F45, maybe a boot camp, maybe like a Orange Theory or something. Basically to like learning a second language, right? So like I always compare like fitness or learning fitness, learning how to work out is like learning Spanish, right? Or whatever. As you go through the basics, which is like your basic lifts are going to be your deadlift, your squat, your bench press, your overhead press. You know, if you want to add like a pull-up in there, so it's like 4 or 5 basic movements, right? It will give you the overall foundation, right? So unless you're practicing those and get better at those and stronger, right? So like going through adaptation, think of it as learning an alphabet in Spanish, right? So you learn an alphabet first, and you take a quiz, and then you learn how to put words together, and you go through Spanish 1. Right, and then you go to Spanish 2 and 3, and then you go abroad and like you learn a bunch of Spanish, right? And you eat tacos, which is awesome, or unless you go to Spain. So imagine if you learn the alphabet, right? And next year you learn the alphabet again, and you learn the alphabet again. Or you took a year of Spanish, and then next year you took French. And then next year you took Italian. That's what I did, right? So at the end of the day, I really didn't learn shit besides how to order tacos in Spanish. So working out is pretty much the same way. So like as you learn the basics, you get stronger. Those multi-joint, multi-dimensional movements, and you get better and you get stronger. And then as you increase your weight, through strength, your body's going to change. Right, so when you go into a place like F45 or whatever gym you go to, they really don't program progression. For example, you don't squat one day, and then you don't squat a little bit heavier next week, and a little bit heavier a week after that, and then retest. So you're not really getting better at the basic stuff. I don't know if you did anything before, or did you change your diet? So it's kind of like a lot of variants that go into that. But basically, when people start a program or start working out, they're always going to lose weight. Doesn't matter what they do. And in the day, after some time, the body's going to plateau. So unless you're doing the progression with strength, most people get stuck. And they stop working out and they gain the weight back, and they try something else. Lose weight again, and they get stuck. And then they try something else and they get stuck. So my best answer for you is find the gym that focuses on strength first, and it's actually programmed by the coaches there instead of coming from the HQ. Like for example, Orange Theory headquarters will send all the workouts out. Or F45 advertises that they have 12 million different exercises and videos, and you'll never do the same workout twice, which is great. But you're also not going to get better at anything.
Get stronger.
Yeah, because you're doing different shit all the time.
Cool, and that actually relates to what I want to talk about because I have a lot of people who ask me, Liz, what do you think I should do? What diet do you think I should do? And it's very hard in a general, broad scope to recommend a specific diet to anyone because there's a lot of variances, right? And just like with your training, you need to have a system programmed for you and your body. I always ask people, well, what are you currently doing now? Maybe what have you tried in the past? As Art was saying, just like with exercise, like if you do a diet for a while, sure, you're gonna lose weight in the beginning, but then you plateau, and then what? What have you learned? I know for me, when I tried the 17-day diet, it was eating super, super high amounts of protein and vegetables only, and on day 5 or 6, I got sick. Yeah, I lost weight, but I got sick on day 5 or 6, and it was because this wasn't for me. It wasn't something that was making sense for me and for my body and what I needed. So I would answer someone who's saying, what diet should I do, as track where you're at right now, the food that you're intaking, kind of see where you're at from a calorie balance perspective, because any diet will work. Two things have to be in play. Number one, you need to be in a calorie deficit, and number two, your hormones need to be in balance. And when I think about building a plan for someone, I think about the foundation first. I want to make sure that we have a solid foundation before we get into macros and nutrient timing and supplements and all of these little minute details that will help us really dial someone's nutrition in. We have to have a solid foundation first. Same thing applies with training. You've got to know those 5 primal movements and master those before you get to do crazy handstand walks or push-ups or whatever it is that you have a desire to do in the gym. So from a nutrition perspective, I personally believe there's a few things that need to be solidified before you look at doing high carb, low carb, intermittent fasting, whatever the diet or the plan is for you. You need to make sure that you're drinking water, half of your body weight in water every single day, vegetables every meal. If you're not a breakfast person that likes to, have vegetables in the morning, totally get it. Get a good greens powder. I'll drop the link for what I use. I love OptiGreens. They don't taste like shit, which is awesome. But sometimes I don't get vegetables in the morning. But you need veggies every meal, lean protein every meal. And then I might shock you with what I'm going to say next, but it's not actually food. It's sleep and stress management. Because if you're not sleeping and you're not managing your stress, you're not going to have healthy hormones. You're not going to be able to function. Your ghrelin and leptin, your hunger hormones and satiety hormones are going to be all over the place, and you're going to feel tired and lethargic all the time. And so those are the 5 things that I personally believe need to be the foundation of anything. We play with carbs, we play with timing, we play with supplements, we play with fats. All of those things come at a later time frame, but you have to master the basics if you want to build your house upon a solid foundation, rock solid foundation, not on sand. You want to make sure that you know what you're doing is going to be working for your lifestyle long term. So back to Lindsay, and with your training, you got to make sure that what you're doing works for you long term. So you've hit a plateau. Now what? What are your goals? Where do you want to go? Find that gym, find that coach or the program, or talk to the people that you're currently working with and let them know, if your goals are to get stronger, they need to program that out. And that's probably going to look a little bit different than just a boot camp class or running on the treadmill.
I concur.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Also, can I just say one thing really quickly?
Yeah.
A lot of people struggle getting their water in. I am a little bit obsessed with sparkling water, and it is totally okay. You can count it for your water intake for the day. He would disagree.
I don't like it, but it counts.
But it helps me get my water in.
It counts. Yeah, St. Pellegrino one's
Awesome.
Amazing. Costco has them.
Cheers.
All right, guys. So if you have any more questions, just I'm at Real Art Roman on Instagram.
Liz Roman Nutrition, simple.
Or Strength Republic Official. Just drop us a DM. We'll answer your questions on this Talk About Fitness episode or next episode.
Yeah.
All right?
Cool.
Eat your taco.